On June 22nd last year, President Donald Trump issued a proclamation suspending a number of visa categories for foreign labor, including the H-1B for highly specialized workers. That barred an estimated 200,000 workers and their dependents. The National Bureau of Economic Research studied how the temporary ban impacted the stock valuations of 471 of the Fortune 500 companies.
We estimated that loss to be to the tune of $100 billion. So the market is baking in to its estimation of market valuation for each of these companies, I guess, its own calculations for what would be the productivity loss because of the inability to bring the talent in.
We had a couple employees who didn't get visa in the lottery. Basically, they had to go back to their country, or they had to go to another country, which I can tell you that Canada has a lot better system.
Murthy used to be on an H-1B and has worked at both Tesla and Apple. He founded his own smart furniture startup, Bumblebee Spaces. He knows how tough it is to get top talent.
Facebook, Apple, Google, Tesla, and not only compete with the big tech companies, but we also have to compete with other startups. The government should not be blocking good talent from coming, because they add a lot of value. They come in and they build, they invent so much. When I was on H1B, I have a dozen patents.
So when the policies changed and it made it harder for us to even get an H1B, it did, make us feel a little insecure of our future in the US.
The Trump administration's immigration policies made it a hectic year for University of Massachusetts Lowell engineering graduate student Surya Valor-Sundar. In July, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced it could deny visas to thousands of international students if they only took online courses, which was how most classes were being run during the pandemic. In addition to companies tightening their belts and not having H-1B allotments, the requirement that students like Surya find permanent employment within 90 days of graduating meant he was forced to head home to India.
It was very difficult back then to even, get your application through or even get a reply for your application. It was pretty bad back then. I hope it's not the same right now.
On January 8th, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security published yet another change. A new rule ends the H-1B lottery system, replacing it with one that gives priority to applicants getting paid higher salaries. Among those who could have a harder time with the new regulations are startups, younger workers, and international students. It's now up to President-elect Joe Biden to decide whether to keep the Trump administration's changes or make his own changes to better fit his vision. Biden's website does say that losing these highly trained workers is a disservice to our own economic competitiveness. Mark New, CGTN, San Francisco.